Hello, welcome to another episode of Moments with Marlie. Today, this is going to be the last video this year because next week is like Christmas. It will be the 23rd, I think. Christmas is on a Sunday, you guys. Can you believe it? Wowza. Yeah, next week Friday will be the 23rd. I was right. And so people will be in the village, people will be like deep in Christmas plot and proggy and what, myself inclusive. So I don't want to put myself under the pressure of having to record another video under the pressure of having to post to remind you guys to check in and watch the video and blah 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 and whatever. So next week we'll just be rewatching old videos. Cool. All right, so we're going to begin. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about, today we're going to give thanks. That's what we're going to do. I was just thinking about all the things that have happened this year. One of the things that I like to do is to look back at the year and actually give thanks. Look at the things that have happened, the things that God has done for me, and see what are some of the most significant things, because God is always doing things, even today, even tomorrow, even yesterday. But when I look back, what are some of the most significant things that God has done? We organized one of the rooms to be a study, so we're still filling it up with books. So I have really tried with this set, but yeah, you forgive me. These are my husband's books. He's an author. These are mine. It's so cool. Let me show you. Okay, let me show you. We both authors, so they're here. If you have any books, just buy. That's all I can say. Anyway, I'm thankful for that, but that's a testimony of 2021, so never mind. So one of the things that I'm thankful for, when I look back at this year, I was thinking about it and I realized that I started this year single. Like by the time it was Jan 2021, I was a single girl. Not single that I wasn't dating, but single like when you go to the airport, when you go to the hospital, when you go to all those places to tick, the options they have a single, married, divorced, and widowed. So I was single in the sense that I was not legally married to anyone, not legally recognized as being in a union, because the government of Uganda doesn't recognize dating as a thing. So I was single in that sense. And the year ended and I married. So I got engaged and got married in the same year. And marriage is good, it's going well, I'm happy about it. We are thriving and doing well. And so I'm really, really grateful for that. So that's one of the things that I'm thankful for this year. Number one is marriage. So the number one is bundled with many things. It's marriage, it's that there was speed and swiftness in the thing, but smoothness at the same time. Things like that. So I'm really, really grateful for that. Secondly, one of the things that God did for me, the second thing that I'm really thankful for, is divine healing. At the beginning of this year and last year and many years before that, I used to wear glasses. I have them somewhere. They're still in the house somewhere, just not in my foresight where I can easily see them, but they're there somewhere. And so at the beginning of the year, I used to wear glasses. I didn't have a very serious eye problem, but I had quite a bit of light sensitivity. Too much light would hurt my eyes or disturb my eyes a little bit and all of that, and then focus. So I could see colors well, I could see letters, numbers, words written well, but the focus was not 100. So every time I'd wear my glasses, if I'm looking at something, I can see it. But when I wear my glasses, it's like the color is enhanced a bit more. And then the focus, like I can see them much clearer. So it's not that they were blurry before, but it was like the glasses like enhanced it. So I realized, oh, okay, I wasn't like at 100 in my vision. So I attended a conference this year. It was a ministry conference. It was a 3-day conference. And so someone came and taught, a gentleman called Pastor Alex Mutagubia. He leads the city church. And so he spoke about some of the things that God was doing in his space in his church. And he said, one of the things that had started to happen since, certain things he had started doing was that God was causing a lot of healings to happen in his space. Whenever he would pray, he would declare a thing, or even just in spaces where he was teaching. And he talked about one of the common things that started happening was glasses. So many people, he'd pray over them and they would lose their glasses, stop wearing their glasses, like they wouldn't have need for them anymore. So I said, actually, why don't we pray together now? So when he said that prayer, I took off my glasses, touched my hands, put my hands on my eyes, prayed and said, I receive it, Father, blah, blah. And he prayed and I said, amen. And from that day, I haven't worn my glasses again. I know that there were a number of people in the room wearing glasses. I don't know what everyone's testimony is. Some people still, I think some lost them, but I received it. I really, really, really received it. And I have seen it work in my life. So I don't wear glasses anymore. And one of the things that I started to do, a wisdom that I just had, is that I would keep speaking over myself constantly. Proverbs 18:20 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat its fruit. And so one of the things I'm constantly intentional about is my tongue, and always speaking the right thing and speaking life over myself. So even when I didn't have the glasses, it took a while for my eyes to adjust truthfully, but I was like, I've received this. I received this healing and I shall walk in it. So I would speak over myself constantly and say, oh, I have good eyesight. You guys have such perfect eyesight. So, sometimes we'll maybe talk about this one wears glasses. Oh, this one is blind. This one's what? And I would tell someone, I'm not blind. Don't say that over me. I have perfect eyesight. And my eyesight has started to improve. The other day I was in the dark and I entered the pantry to look for something and I didn't switch on the light because I haven't yet learned where the light is. But the thing I was looking for was on the ground and I could see the shapes very clearly formed. So I could sort of see what I was looking for in the dark. Like it's like I looked and then the shape started to form. So I was able to like make things out in the dark. So even in the dark, my vision is actually quite good. I was looking at something on TV the other day and there was a very small word over there and I saw it, and the moment I saw it, I was able to read it well clearly and I was like, oh my god, this is so exciting. I was like, is this how pussy every day? What do you mean? I remember sharing the testimony with my husband and he was kind of like, oh okay. I think he didn't understand the magnitude of it because it seems that's how normal people see every day. I'm like, are these things you have? Like, is this like a reality? Has this always been? He's like, yeah, that's kind of how seeing works. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can see. So I'm grateful that like my eyesight is improving. I won't say has improved, it has improved, but it's still a continuous thing. I don't know how much more God can do, but I believe he'll do more and more. So I'm really grateful for that divine healing. The other thing that I'm grateful for, which I should have maybe added after the other one because it's connected to the wedding, is not reconciliation. Usually reconciliation is as though there was like strife first, but for a reuniting of my family. I'm grateful that I got to be the person to reunite my family. I saw so many family members that I hadn't seen in such a long time because of my wedding. Usually one of the common things that happens in families and spaces where people are not intentional about seeing people often is that you meet at a funeral and you meet at a wedding. Who am I that it gets to be my wedding? That is the function that brings people together, and it really brought people together. I have an aunt who traveled all the way from Hawaii with her 2 kids. Her husband came. It's like a 3-day journey from Hawaii, but they took the trip. They came. Her kids came to Uganda for the very first time. Because Marlie was getting married. My godmom came all the way from South Africa. She works in between South Africa and London. So from one of those 2 places she came. Her children came, one from London, one from New York. The other one was in school, so he couldn't make it. I have, an aunt who came from, people came from all corners of the world. Uganda, all sorts of different corners. People came from different corners of the world. I was just like, wow, it's incredible. My siblings came back to Uganda for the first time since they left, which was in 2013. My sister had been here before. Since then, my brothers hadn't come back yet. And so this was also a good opportunity for them to come. They got to meet their old friends, meet family members, meet so many people. So it was really, really great. And so I'm so grateful that I got to see so many people and that it wasn't in a tragic moment and that it was to celebrate me. And I'm grateful that these people all came through to celebrate me. It says something about their value towards me, what they think of me. And it's just like, I feel so precious and I feel so loved. I'm like, yo, guys, I'm loved. It's so good. The other thing that I'm thankful for The other thing that I'm thankful for is for protection and preservation of life. At the beginning of the year, both incidents happened in Jan. I went through two near fatal accident experiences. The first was in a car, the second was in a border, and it was in the same week. Wow, imagine that. The first one, I was in a car and I was driving. In the morning, it was like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. I was in a borrowed car. I don't have a car of my own yet. And so I was driving. We were heading to church. There was an event happening. And so we were doing like a carpool thing. So we had gone, dropped off the first batch. Then I took the car, went, picked someone else up. Another batch of people came, like sort of something of that sort. And so I was driving along the bypass and I was... Anyway, guys, I can't explain it to you, but like one moment I was driving and the next moment the car was swerving. I hadn't hit anything, nothing had hit me, like nothing had happened at that point, and I just started swerving. So the car would move like this, then I turned the steering like this because it's moving this way. So it's like it was doing the opposite of what I was doing. Like when I turn like this, the tires go this way. When I turn like this, the tires go this way. I was like, what on earth is going on? And so there was a curb up ahead. And so in my swerving and trying to straighten the car, the tire hit the curb in the middle, and that's actually the thing that ended up making us stop. Usually when you hit the curb, that's where the accident starts. That's where things fall apart or whatever, but we hit the curb, then the car straightened out, then the steering straightened itself, and I stopped the car and parked, got out to inspect to see what's going on, is everything okay? And to take a breather. Then I drove the rest of the way with my heart all the way in my feet, and my mind just thinking, what is going on? But I'm grateful that God preserved my life and that I am well. And I had spent that morning as I was going back to pick people, I was blasting worship music in the car and just praying, speaking in tongues, thanking God. I was like in a very heavy spiritual atmosphere, and I think God sort of orchestrated it that I would build that because he had seen what was coming and I needed some form of protection. That's what I believe happened, and so I was saved from the thing. So prayer is really good and really important. Then the second thing, which happened a few days after that, I was on a border and we were coming from Ntinda, joining the Chambogo Road, and a border hit us from behind. I was on a border and then another border came and hit us from behind. And so the border is moving. And as it's moving, he's sort of trying to gain his balance back because now we had lost balance because of the hit. And so he's sort of moving, but it's almost involuntary. And so I found myself leaning back like this. And I was, like, you know, when you're like a bumpy road and you're sort of like bumping like this, that's what was happening. I was leaning back the whole time, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, leaning back, like falling. So it's like I wanted to fall, but I wasn't falling. And the thing that I felt, I literally felt a blanket beneath me. So I was leaning back and it's like I could feel something. So it's like I'm falling, but I'm not falling. It's like I was falling, but I was not reaching the ground or the seat of the border or anything. So I was just in like some hectic sit-up position, like this over and over, like as the border kept moving. Because remember, you're moving. Because if we had stopped, as you're leaning back, you have time to hold somewhere and get yourself up. But we are moving, and we're moving uncontrollably because he hasn't yet got balance of the thing, and I'm tilting backwards, but I wasn't falling. And it's like I felt like a blanket in that moment. I leaned back and I was just like, wow, it was incredible. Guys, I can't explain it to you. Some of these things, like if you haven't gone through it, it's hard to comprehend it fully. So I'm trying to figure out how best to explain it. Like I don't know how to explain it to you, but it was really, really the hand of God. And from that day, one of the things that became aware to me, is that correct English? That I became aware of is the fact that God's protection is really over me. And I started meditating. So currently I'm meditating on Psalm 91. It's a psalm of protection, and I'm meditating on the whole thing. But at that, meditating on and memorizing, I've reached Psalm 7, verse 7, I think 6 or 7. And so, yeah, one of the scriptures, the scripture that came to me then at that time that I kept meditating on, which now has taken me through the rest of the year, is verse 11. For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. Psalm 91:11. For he shall give his angels charge over you to keep you in all your ways. I was like, yo, I have angels, they keep me in all my ways wherever I am, because I can't explain it to you, but there was a blanket under me, beneath me. And guys, the Lord has preserved me and protected me. That's all I can say. And I'm really grateful. Yeah. Those are some of the main things that I have in my mind. Those are the ones that I could remember. I'm sure there's so many more, because God has done so many things for me. But yeah, those are some of the things. One of the other things is that my finances have improved. They've been growing and growing and growing and growing. From the time I started the year to where I am now, I have two new income streams. My income has tripled from where it was at the beginning of the year. It's just so amazing. So I'm giving more, to God and to his house and to his ministry and to his people and things of that sort. I'm giving more to others, so my generosity has increased. One of the things, I can't remember which book it was I read, maybe The Blessed Life or something. There was a book on finances that I read, and one of the things that stood out for me as I read was that I can't even remember what the author wrote, or what, sometimes you read something or hear something and you just have a stirring to do something, and so after you do it, you know the results and where they came from, but you don't remember the specific thing that you heard. And I don't remember the specific thing that was written, but I remember one of the things that stood out for me was that part of generosity, it was the story about the gentleman called, not Colgate, although his story is called, it was the story about Pastor Robert Morris himself, how they used to tithe a certain amount. 10% is what you tithe, that's the standard tithe amount, and then they kept increasing. As their income kept increasing, they would increase their percentage more and more, and it got to a place where they were tithing so much, such a big percentage, and their needs being met even more than before. And so for me, the thing that inspired in me was that every time my income grows, my giving should go up. I should give more to God, I should give more to others, I should give more, just give more and be more generous. So I'm grateful that that's one of the things that I've been able to do, because I've been able to see an increase in my finances. And so I'm grateful for that I've been able to give more, I've been able to save more, I've been able to just do a lot more in the area of my finances, because it has grown. I'm not yet where I want to be. I feel like I say that all the time, but it's the truth. I feel like I'm not even close. I'm just because I still have days where I'm struggling and blah blah and all that. So now 2023, that's the thing I want to eliminate, that there will never be a day where I shall experience lack, and I know that God is going to do it for me. But I can still see growth, and things like that help you to track growth, because I know I save and I look at what I'm saving, I give, I pay attention to what I'm giving and all that. So I'm able to then make a comparison and say, okay, in Jan and now in December, is there a difference? And so that guides me to actually be able to know that something has happened and God has done something for me. So yeah, those are just some of the things that God has done in my life this year that I'm super grateful for. And I'm excited to see what 2023 has in store. I'm grateful, I'm ready, I am, just super happy and excited. So yeah, what are you excited about for 2023? What things are you looking forward to? But before that, what things have happened for you this year? What 3 things are you thankful for? Surely you can find those 3 significant things. Share them in the comment section. Share them with someone close to you. Tell them, this is what I'm thankful for. What are you thankful for? Let's start a thankful movement. Spread the fire and just give thanks everywhere this Friday, because the Lord has done so many things for us. Or this Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't know when you're watching this, but you can still give thanks wherever you are. So just share in the comments some of the things that you're thankful for. Share with somebody, share on your social media. Let's just give thanks. Spread this Thanksgiving fire like a wildfire. Yes, it made sense, okay? Yeah, you have understood. It has made sense, please. yeah, I just came to give thanks today to close off the year well. That's, I think, the absolute best way that I could close the year, because God has done so many good things for me. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good afternoon. If you joined the premiere with me, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. If you're watching this later, enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your night, the rest of whatever it is, your week. I don't know when you're watching this, but thank you so much for watching. Share this video with someone. Don't forget to like the page, like the video, subscribe, invite someone else to subscribe, share the video with someone, even though I already said that, but you can do it again. Then if I say share the video with someone, then you share it with a third person. That's how it works, right? Okay, thank you so much. Have yourselves a great day. Bye bye.